If he shows up and does the exact right thing, he can win the fight. If he don't do the right thing, which I don't see him doing, I don't know why he would at this point in his career. I don't know.
Spectacular. You know, I told everybody Terence Crawford's pound for pound #1. Most journalists and writers in the sport have ranked Terence Crawford.
Difficult. He needs to handle and maintain the speed and improve his power. That's what I did. Like, maintain your speed and improve your power.
Roy Jones Jr. didn't hold back when sharing his thoughts on a potential matchup between Terence "Bud" Crawford and Floyd Mayweather. He confidently stated that Crawford would crush Mayweather, insisting that Bud possesses every quality needed to dismantle the undefeated legend. According to Roy, Crawford's sharp instincts, punching power, and adaptability in the ring would push Floyd out of his comfort zone. He also suggested that Mayweather's perfect record was partly built on strategically avoiding opponents who could truly challenge him, and in Roy's view, Crawford is precisely the kind of fighter Floyd never wanted to face.
You're leaning towards Crawford, is that correct?
I'm not saying I'm leaning towards him. I love both guys. Both guys are great fighters. Well, I can't say I'm leaning. I am leaning towards Crawford. I am. And not because Canelo is not a great fighter, but because I don't know. There's a lot of I don't knows about him. You feel me? I don't know if Canelo's hungry. I know Bud is hungry. Bud stays hungry. I don't know if Canelo's hungry. Bud has never got the recognition for what he deserves like Canelo has. You understand me? So Bud's still hungry for that recognition. When you're hungry like that, a determined man, it's very hard to detour.
Roy Jones Jr. didn't hold back when sharing his thoughts on a potential matchup between Terence "Bud" Crawford and Floyd Mayweather. He confidently stated that Crawford would crush Mayweather, insisting that Bud possesses every quality needed to dismantle the undefeated legend. According to Roy, Crawford's sharp instincts, punching power, and adaptability in the ring would push Floyd out of his comfort zone. He also suggested that Mayweather's perfect record was partly built on strategically avoiding opponents who could truly challenge him, and in Roy's view, Crawford is precisely the kind of fighter Floyd never wanted to face.
I'd rank him probably in your top 10, maybe even your top 5.
Where do you rank Terence, in your opinion?
I put him in the top 15, maybe the top 10. Because he definitely had the skill of a top 5. Just that he hasn't had the opposition that some guys were able to get. And that's not his fault. He's made one of the best fighters in his weight class look like nobody. He's pretty damn good. Now he proved what we already thought. We just didn't see him against the best opposition near his weight class. See, that's the thing people don't understand. This is what I like about Bud. He reminds me of Roy. We ain't got to have the best opposition in our weight class. We want the best opposition near our weight class.
There's been discussion that maybe, Crawford and Inoue are going back and forth tussling for for pound, that maybe Inoue because of the multiple weight divisions. You're shaking your head no. Tell me why no.
Because Inoue also, when he first moved up, he lost to Donak. Don't forget, Bud ain't lost nobody. Moving up or down, he moved up 3 times. He lost nobody. Don't tell me he better than Bud, no.
Roy Jones Jr. believes Terence "Bud" Crawford is currently at the absolute peak of his powers, undefeated, seasoned, versatile, and still as hungry as ever. It's a rare combination, Jones says, that separates great fighters from all-time legends. He points out that Crawford has repeatedly proven his ability to adapt, carry his power through multiple weight classes, and fight intelligently both inside and outside the ring. At around 167.5 pounds, Crawford showcases a perfect balance of speed, strength, experience, and ring IQ, a complete fighter with every weapon needed to dominate any opponent.
As Canelo Alvarez has been a great fighter his whole career, people like Erislandy Lara gave you the blueprint on how to beat him. People like Floyd Mayweather also gave you the blueprint on how to beat him. Bud is more fierce, more fearsome, and more angrier, more meaner than both of those guys. So if they showed you the blueprint, Bud gonna go out there, take the blueprint, and do even more with it, which is what Bud did. So it was never a question in my mind whether Bud really was going to outbox it, just if he could take the punch. And right away he showed, bam, he could take the punch. So I knew from that point, if he just slow him down, which he did, he'd be okay. Then late in the fight, what other people still didn't see, late in the fight, Bud started hitting Canelo's body. One of those body shots, I think about the 7th or 8th round, hurt Canelo. I was like, whoa. Bud hit him in the right spot then, and he got Canelo's respect with that too. So Bud fought a very, very awesome fight, fought a beautiful fight, very technical.
Very controlled.
Yes, it was a beautiful fight for boxing.
It was a beautiful fight. Bud got hit with some shots.
He did.
He got hit with some single shots going out.
You know, he's going out and you know Canelo, if he has you trapped in the corner or along the ropes, it's typically 1 to 2 big shots. You know that if you've watched him. So you could tell Crawford, as he was going out, he knew the one shot was coming, and several times it landed. He even got hit with a 2-piece. I don't remember what round it was, an uppercut right hand that Crawford took well. So when you started seeing him absorb the shots, if you're Team Crawford, you don't want him to take that shot. But if you started seeing that, now you know that, okay. And I think that's what gave Crawford the green light to stay there a little bit longer.
He smiled about it.
He smiled about it. And sometimes that smile can be a lie. Sometimes that smile can mean what I think it meant for Crawford, which is, oh, that's not as bad as I thought it was.
Critics argue that a fight like this could undermine Terence "Bud" Crawford's legacy. They believe that instead of building on his historic accomplishments such as dismantling Errol Spence Jr. and outclassing Canelo Alvarez, Crawford would be pursuing financial gain over competitive glory. This concern stems from Floyd Mayweather's later career choices, which focused more on lucrative exhibition bouts than on legacy-defining fights. Analysts caution that Crawford has worked too hard to risk being viewed as someone chasing paydays instead of greatness. They also revisit the context of some of Mayweather's biggest victories, noting that Canelo was only 22 and still developing when they fought, while Manny Pacquiao revealed he had been battling a shoulder injury weeks before their 2015 clash, limiting his performance.
Floyd Mayweather is still greater than Terence Crawford. We need to really talk about this. A lot of you guys are putting Crawford a bit too high. If you want to say Crawford beat Floyd, I'm more open to that conversation. But when you're lining up the careers, I'm going to say Floyd every time. While they're both 5 division, Bud has become 3-time undisputed, but he's only fought 10 world champions to Floyd's 25 world. You can't take away the 5 division, 3-time undisputed. In terms of accolades, yeah, he probably gets the nod over Floyd. I say the accolades are about relative, considering Floyd Mayweather won Fighter of the Decade as well. But when you get to the resumes, Pacquiao, Oscar, Canelo, Cotto, Mosley, Castillo, Marquez, Zab, Gotti, Hatton, and Corley. It's probably way more people that this guy just didn't know. And then when you get to Bud's resume, not saying it's just bad, but only names that's really worth mentioning is going to be Spence and Canelo. It's not a knock on Bud. Bud was not able to make those fights early on in his career. But I got to tell you guys what it is. Bud's resume just doesn't line up with Floyd's. Take the top 20 wins. Bud don't even got 20 wins to really sit here and name. Floyd got a good 20-something plus. Bud probably got about 10 wins that we could really sit here and name. Floyd's still greater than Bud in my opinion.
Floyd Mayweather and Roy Jones Jr. share a complex relationship defined by mutual respect but shadowed by rivalry. Both acknowledge each other's greatness, yet their competitive pride often puts them at odds. Roy has long maintained that he was the more naturally gifted fighter, a man who conquered multiple weight classes and dominated with pure athleticism and skill. Floyd, on the other hand, points to his flawless, undefeated record and unmatched business acumen as proof that he stands alone as the best of his era. Tensions between them deepened when Roy dismissed Floyd's self-proclaimed to be the best ever title, arguing that such a label disrespects the legends who came before. Floyd responded by criticizing Roy's late career defeats, claiming they damaged his once great legacy.
What's happening? Fight fans around the world. I know how y'all are. I know y'all enjoy boxing, no games, and have issues, and people have opinions. Cool, too. I got an opinion. I'm allowed to say my opinion. Let's speak my opinion. And that's somebody was trying to send me a seminar message. It works because if you want to prove that you think me, I'm always good. Wide open. Ready to go.
Roy Jones Jr. argues that Floyd Mayweather's claim to being the best is valid primarily in terms of business and money-making, not necessarily when it comes to being the greatest all-around fighter across different styles. He clarified that his comments aren't meant to be disrespectful, but emphasized that when he speaks his mind, he stands by his words completely.
Is there something that you want to elaborate on, or is there something that maybe you don't like about Floyd?
One thing I don't like is that you don't respect elders. You talk about Muhammad Ali got beat by an 8-0 fighter. An 8-0 fighter was an Olympian who was a monster. Who, if you had a monster like that in your weight class, you wouldn't fight him at that time. You understand where I'm coming from? So, that being said, you're disrespecting the greatest fighter of all time. If you disrespect him, you disrespect anybody. So you have no respect. But when you see me, you're going to have some respect. Because if you want to get it, we can get it. I'm willing to go earn my respect.
But I didn't hear you say anything disrespectful about Floyd.
I never do. I'm not the disrespectful type of guy. It's not who I am. I'm the type of guy. The reason I'm not disrespectful is because when I say something, I'm ready to die for it. So if I say this, I'm willing to die for this. You understand me? If I say, I stand on it. You understand me? I'm not, like I said, I don't think LeBron is not a great player. I'm not one of the greatest players of all time. But if you ask me, in your opinion, my opinion, which I'm entitled to, you think LeBron and Mike, I'm going to say Mike because I saw what Mike went through to get where he got. So I got my own reason why I'm going to probably like Mike. I'm not saying that you're trash. No, you're not. I'm not saying you're not a great player.
Right.
I'm not saying you're not one of the top 5. You could do that. You feel me? And most people think you probably are. Some people think you probably top 1. That's not, I can't say, oh, I'm right and everybody's wrong. No, that's just not. I'm entitled to my opinion. But I will fight about my opinion. If you got a problem with my opinion, whoever, call my house. It ain't changed.
Roy Jones Jr. recently revealed that Floyd Mayweather does not make his personal list of the top 5 greatest boxers of all time. While Jones admitted that Floyd might deserve a spot in the top 10, he argued that Mayweather's resume doesn't quite measure up to what he considers true, top-tier greatness. According to Jones, many of Floyd's most celebrated victories came against opponents who were past their prime. He emphasized that timing plays a crucial role in evaluating greatness and that defeating Manny Pacquiao after Pacquiao had already endured losses and setbacks simply doesn't carry the same weight as beating him at his peak.
Floyd Mayweather top 5?
No, not in my book. No.
Not even top 10?
Maybe top 10 in my book, yeah, but not top 5. Maybe top 10, but not top 5. Floyd can fight, don't get it wrong. Floyd can fight. But here's what my problem is. Well, I understand, I know you're a Floyd fan. Here's my problem. Who did Floyd fight that was on his level when he fought? Only Canelo. Don't give me that stuff about the other guy that was going to prison. He know he's going to prison when he get through. Then to take it even further. Cotto was not on his level. Wait, stop. Let me finish first. Cotto.
You asked me a question.
Cotto already was done. And Cotto an all-time great? No. Cotto's an all-time Puerto Rican great. Cotto's not an all-time great in boxing. He's an all-time Puerto Rican great. All right, so that's not great. That's not on your level. Pacquiao. You waited till Pacquiao got knocked out by Marquez before you fought him. You would have fought him 4 years ago. It'd be something. But both of y'all were here. We to find out who the best was. You waited till Marquez knocked him out, and now you fought him. If I wait till somebody beat James Toney before I fight him, do I get credit for being the greatest fighter of all time because I beat James Toney?
You don't.
No, I don't. So my point is, you didn't do it the right way. You know that. Who else did you fight? Them be the best 2 names you can pull up.
No, what I'm saying is that who do you think around that time would have even beaten Floyd that he didn't?
So my point is, I'm not gonna say who would.
I can't name him.
I'm not gonna say who would have beat Floyd. Like I said, I'm just saying Floyd never fought nobody that was other than he didn't fight a James Toney. He didn't go looking for a James Toney.
Roy Jones Jr. also cautioned Floyd Mayweather against ever stepping into the UFC octagon or any MMA environment, warning that it would be an entirely different kind of fight. While Jones made it clear that he deeply respects Floyd's boxing achievements, he emphasized that mixed martial arts is a completely separate discipline, one that involves kicks, knees, takedowns, and submissions, all of which Mayweather has no real experience handling. Jones bluntly stated, Floyd Mayweather weighs like 150 pounds. I'm around 220. I'd hurt Mayweather, underscoring the vast differences in size, skill set, and combat rules that would make such a matchup dangerous for the boxing legend.
I would like it if we kept it to MMA fighters trying out boxing. I think it's a lot safer for an MMA fighter to try out boxing. If you get a boxer inside the octagon, and there's so many elements that they're unfamiliar with: the head kicking, body kicking, and the choking, and the arm bending, and the ankle twisting, and all that. It's a lot, and it's really dangerous for Floyd to join an MMA match. So I would sure suggest.
Would you want to fight him, Floyd Mayweather?
Floyd Mayweather weighs like 150. I'm like 220. I'll hurt Floyd Mayweather.